And we're live in the 605 with another Lunchbox podcast.
Your break time, entertainment.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Hercules.
Yeah. Your age shows with that. But
yeah.
I should probably put my phone on silent. Now that I think of it. Another podcast. We were just tired on Sunday? Was that it?
Tired, and you had your head.
And Amber was too shit-faced last night.
It's all right. Life happens. We need to be better at actually perfect for this. We need to be better at holding each other accountable to have episodes in the kitty
twice a week
that don't talk about snow.
Yeah. You could still let it play.
That's the only one that I want to say wasted our time, but
I thought you recorded one with that one dude without us.
I did, but I don't want to post it.
No.
Anyways, yeah, so I guess like everything, we do this right beforehand. Think of what we're going to talk about. You guys told me very firmly that this thing starts at 9:00.
Yep.
I was here at 9:00.
Yeah.
Usually I'm not, but when we deal with I think accountability.
Stop tapping your phone.
Huh?
Stop tapping your phone.
Oh, you can hear it? I don't know, my mic was that good. Thanks.
Got it.
But
teamwork.
Anyways, when we start dealing with accountability and things, it usually goes to the workplace, right? And I think that's one thing that, I mean, we blame the whatever Jen. Well, I can't keep up with it. What is it anymore? Jen.
Expialidocious.
Yeah, that one. But they don't make them like they used to. It's kind of like a lot of things.
In my day.
But there you go. Have to get that in. But the overall thing that I've noticed just in my job change, right, is that I watched a guy come into a store and he said, managers are managers. You're going to look like one. You're going to act like one. You're going to tuck in your shirt and you're going to have uniform or you go home. He sent 5 people home the other day.
Jeez. How do you function?
He called in people that people that did it right. And they didn't think he was serious. They didn't have anything there. Parents were a little upset. But the point of it is that the overall sense of that, like, he laid his foot down and I was just like, holy cow. Like, it's cool. Like, it's nice to see that he did that he's 40 some years old. And he did that to a bunch of minors, 16 and 17 and 18 year olds. And he just said, I will do your job until you figure out that you want to do yours.
Nice.
I was like, oh,
sheesh.
I'm not, over that. I've never really been that firm to like snap. But I think you guys have scenarios from previous jobs of things that you saw things either be accounted for or maybe they let things go by the wayside and there was just zero remorse for any sort of follow-up action.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Nope, never. Move on.
All right, next topic, we'll talk about tacos. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I think it's even at like adults, right? And you think of the jobs that some of those people have had in the past and you really wonder, like, how the fuck did you get this job? Like, who did you fool to think that, well, that's how you got it, but who did you fool?
That's how it keeps.
That's how it keeps.
Yeah,
I gotta maintain. But I mean, it's like, who did you fool to really think that somebody thought you were good? Like a good employee, a good person that would do the right things and say the right things. And I mean, it's one of those things, like, this is my perspective, right? As when you start dealing with managers, right? And it's, you hope that your employees will represent yourself in the brand in a positive light, in an authentic light. and not being fake, phony, but also not taking shortcuts that are at the cost of what, the experience is anymore. Because nowadays, customer experience is everything, right? But
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, what's your biggest qualm? Is that a word? Qualm?
Yep. Good job.
Yes.
Qualm over. Yeah. Don't play Scrabble with me. But what's your biggest qualm over, like, not so much minors, because I know it's been a while since we've all really kind of dealt with them. Obviously I have now more than, but what's your biggest like qualm over, like, people that have had like adult jobs, right? Like they've been in adult positions. They're not doing entry level stuff anymore, but they just don't.
You and I have talked about that like numerous times.
And that's why we're doing
like
this.
How we can outmanage managers that we've been around.
We just know what sucks.
Yeah.
But at the same time, do those managers or people, not necessarily just managers, but do those people genuinely have a backbone to drop a hammer?
No.
Can you elaborate?
Well, it's hard with work stuff, right? There's so many things, but it's just the accountability where if anybody else would do that at the dealership.
Whoa, don't say the D word.
Would do it at a job.
Yeah.
Some people would get termed immediately. Some people would give second, third, fourth, fifth chance,
Yeah.
And it's the double like the standard where then the other people start to slack because they know there's going to be no accountability. We've talked about it with so many things at the places which we work. Just different things that you could improve on, but it's like you have that idea where they want to enforce it for a hot minute and then it's over and done, where it's just like, well, we talked about it, so I think everybody's on the same page.
But do you think those employees? Go ahead.
No, nope.
I'm gonna say that's what part of why I am a little opposed to. Oh, let's hire wives, husbands, brothers, sisters, sons, daughters, grandmas, grandpas, cousins, second cousins. Like,
it's actually in our company policy that we can't hire anybody that's family or immediate family in any of our locations.
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
But either way, like kind of circling back to what you're saying is like, yeah, the third, fourth, fifth. I think it's the one thing I'm starting to see, because I'm not worried about this guy seeing this, and even if he does, I don't care. But he came from Kentucky, and he goes, I have expectations, and they're minimum. And he goes, it's like the minimum requirements when you would buy a game. He's 40, mind you. When you buy a game, and it had to have at least a 386 processor to operate that game. And he goes, those are the minimum requirements. He goes, non-slip shoes, things like that. And it's just great that like I'm like weight off my shoulder that he's doing this. Yeah, we've had some complaints from parents, but it's in the handbook, and technically their kid signed off on it. So it's just watching it unfold. You're just like, yes, like I don't have it in me to do all of that. I just
what I like about that is just that the swift justice. We see a lot where they shame like the whole group instead of like individually talking to the one person, Like, hey, I know some of you guys stink. I'm not going to point it out, Jerry, but you should probably shower before you come to work because people are starting to complain. But that person doesn't think. It's like when I don't know. I almost named names. That was close. Oh, man. But it's like they are totally oblivious to think that like they're the problem, that they're the issue, where it's just like, great idea. Yes. There should be justice for that. I don't know.
But or just like the part of it too is like, oh, let me publicly call you out in front of this group of people and humiliate you, and then we'll just continue to make cracks at you for the rest of eternity about said things. But
and then you die.
Not really holding you accountable for what you did.
Yeah.
We're just gonna shame you.
Because that shame will fix it.
Yeah.
I think that's like the hardest. That's the hardest part too, is that managers get I don't want to say close, but they end up building some sort of bond or relationship, friendship, whatever. To what was that for?
That was Amber.
Oh, with
They're
oh,
bond, Amber.
but anyways, and then some people are obviously like, oh, that's not fair, and like they play the victim card, and then they think, well, if so and so can do it, it's just like it's a culture of not just work but just in life, right? If you go to a certain park in Sioux Falls or wherever you're at, there might be a certain demographic of people that will cuss and swear and cut and push and shove and do everything, right? Well, I can guarantee those kids aren't disciplined, whereas you go to some of them and it's like a little bit easier going. But fun story, I fired my sister when I was her boss at BK way back in the day. Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, fired and rehired and all that stuff. It's a different world with some of it. But nowadays, wrongful termination, have you ever looked into the book of law on that?
Right to work state for us, so you can't really complain too much.
Yes and no. Right to work, but has to be fired with documentation of either a performance improvement plan or some sort of basis other than just the way they look.
Nice. So eat those tacos.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's not a thing. It is a right to work state, but there are rules, just because I'm personally dealing with them, regarding employees, and it's crazy. And the other thing is too and I'm not gonna say it. I just got done, actually. Jeremy and I were talking about it, and I was like, yeah, no. So anyways, I think it's, the other things too is from a consumer standpoint, right? What is the quality of customer service that you get at a place that has that accountability, right? The consistency of it compared to someplace, where they just, here you go. Like,
bye forever.
And you hear some of the stuff where people are just totally rude, and I don't know. I see a lot of complaints, come in, and what do you think is like the I don't want to say that.
It's hard too, because even the accountability for customers.
Yeah,
right.
Is the customer always
back
right?
on them. I was telling this lady today. I got the numbers, told her the stuff. We were way off, just in math. I don't think she was understanding the right numbers, and it was through the phone, so I know it's hard. I wasn't texting; it was like on the phone, and so I told her the number, and I was like, "Yep." So your portion, like, if you'd write us a check for 37, da 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 da, and she's like, oh, "Those don't add up. You're just full of shit." She hung up the phone on me, and I was like, "What do you do? Do you call back? Because then it's like harassment. Do you just dial it back?" So I ended up calling her husband, and then talked to him, and kind of figured stuff out. And he was just, whatever. We'll see if we get the car deal done or not. But
you call their husband, hoping he'll hold her accountable.
Yeah, no, I just don't understand how I've never been that rude to somebody in the customer service. Like, I'm trying to help them. However, and yeah, we sell stuff and whatever. I get it, but to be that rude to a human being, where you just yeah, you're false, yeah, and then hang up the phone. Yeah. What the shit? Yeah.
I got a phone call the other day, and I decided to answer it just because it was a South Dakota number, right? And it ended up being a guy that wanted to talk to me about, some things, and he thought my name was Lerone, because Lerone used to have my phone number in Brookings before I had it when I was in Brookings.
Nice.
And anyways, so the guy goes, "Hey," he's like, "Do you have a minute, Lerone?" And I said, "Sure." I'm like, "What's the purpose of this call?" He goes, "Oh, it's a very important call." I said, "Is it more important than the other line that I have right now, that I'm on the phone with the CEO of my company?" And he goes, "Oh, yeah, no, it's super important. It won't take long at all." I said, "What do you need to talk about?" He goes, "Have you ever thought of mortgage loans, or, the things that you do with your house?" And it was about reverse mortgages. And I was like, "No, I actually own 16 apartment complexes, and," I said, "my business is really booming. I consider myself to be very successful." And you just bullshit through it. He goes, "Oh, so you're like a millionaire." And it's like, "No, I'm successful. I feel like I'm very positive and I have a good impact on the people I lead." just the fluff and bullshit. And this guy's just like, I don't know why your number showed up then. And I was like, it's okay. I said, is it important though? Because I got to get going. I got to talk to my CEO. He goes, no. He's like, you're good. He's like, congrats. And he hung up. And it was just
you want
like,
a job, son? You need to meet me.
Yeah, it was like super weird. I was just like, oh, but I love fucking with people. That's where I get lippy, is when these people call and they like your car stuff and ask for your credit card and tell
I'm
you
trying
that
to reach
won.
you about your car's extended warranty.
Yeah, well, that's the running joke. But I don't know.
Geez.
It's just the world has changed so much that when we were kids, right?
Back in my day,
somebody think we'd have a radio button for that.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, take for instance, if you can't make your shift, you can just call, be like, can't make it. You'll have a job.
Yep.
But you have to call and tell them you can't make it. Now, if you don't call, it's called a no call, no show. But if you call, it's okay. Yeah. We had to find somebody. Crazy thought. And I'm just like, okay. So fast forward, this guy, or rewind, I guess. This guy that's out there, he said, your shift is your shift. If you're not here for it, you don't have any shifts after that shift. Or if you don't find somebody for it, you don't have any shifts after that, And he was very firm on that. And they're all like, is he for real? And I was like, I just hired the guy. But yes, he's for real. Like the whole thing. Like if you go in, and I'll just say it just because I don't think it's people don't listen this far into it. We're 17 minutes in. Dairy Queen out there, I will tell you right now, that place will turn around so much. It's going to be crazy to think where it's going to be in 6 months. So.
What part of the town?
Huh?
Which one?
The one out by Amber.
Nice. Got it.
So,
it rhymes with smishmortion.
Ends with
just watched that movie last night. That's so funny.
But no. But yeah. Other than that, what do you guys do for your own children?
The accountability stuff, that's good too. I don't know. Ours is a little bit different. Even like chores and stuff, we're trying to teach them like the value of $1, and like doing chores. Like they make their bed every single day. Like I'm still surprised that they do that, which is good. Just basic life stuff. Like I said, I think if we can get them to get a grasp on like being nice to people, like managing money, and then we're already ahead. If we can just do those two things, like plant those seeds, plays well with others, doesn't play video games, right, Amber?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. Loser. Yeah. But no, we're super firm. We're kind of ball busters. Like if you don't do this, then that's it. Then then you actually have to mean it. Yeah.
Yep. Follow through.
Yep.
What about you, Amber?
Kind of the same, I guess. Like, I don't know, right now, just at their age, there's not a lot of other than just like telling kids what to do. There's not much for like accountability. I don't know, you can take their stuff away if they're not
doing chores.
Not really. I mean, she'll help clean if like we have a day that we're cleaning. She calls it we're making the house healthy, she'll say.
Nice, cute.
Yeah, so then she'll like, I'm making my room healthy. Like I don't know where she got that from. She just started singing it one day. And yeah, so she likes to make her bed and like organize her stuff and whatever. Nice. Otherwise, if like she wants to, like she'll want to like vacuum the floor. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'm gonna have to redo it, but whatever, you can vacuum for a little bit.
Yeah, we do.
Go ahead.
No. Like the kids do, like empty the dishwasher, like whenever it needs to be done, and then they do, like they're in charge of doing the dog food, dog water, cat water. Yep. That's there.
The one time that I had Demi do the dog's food, she filled the bowl like to the brim, and I was like, all right, enough food for a week.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
Yeah, no, I I'm big on the please and thank you part right now.
Yes.
6 and
Yep.
4.
Always.
Like picking up and stuff like that. I don't have a list of chores. I never had a list of chores growing up. I just understood that if I saw it, do it. Like Kai the other day, Katie left a dirty diaper from Cohen's on the floor, and he goes, "Oh," he goes, "This doesn't go here," and I was like,
Nice, my man.
So like he knows to do
Go
stuff.
get you some ice cream.
But no,
Yeah.
I don't do that. We don't. They actually don't eat much ice cream. Katie, that's all that organic stuff. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, but no, I think the one thing for like us is that like they're still kids. So like their retention of things, like what did you retain at 5?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Not much. But I mean, like
Yep.
what you're teaching them, I guess it's not a dig at you, but it's just like he's gonna spill stuff, you know, and he's gonna do that stuff, and it's just like I've never gotten mad, like raise my voice, like why did you do this, you know? But I'll just be like, hey bud, like you gotta pick it up now, or but I don't know. It's interesting. That's the one thing though that everybody will say is that you're responsible for your own kids, and you are the parent. You raise your kids how you want, and that's it. Doesn't matter. Just remember that boys have a penis and girls have a vagina. That's all we gotta
raise
remember.
assholes. Yeah.
But and then just remember, people have to deal with your kids sometimes, so don't let them be assholes.
Yeah. Kind of circling back just to wrap this up too, a little bit. Actually, good segue. Dog owners.
Yep. Worst one ever.
Dogs.
Worst one ever.
Dogs at the dog park, right? You're a dog owner. You see, I saw somebody got bit at one of the dog parks here, or at a softball game or something like that out in T. And the lady went to Facebook and wanted to know if anybody was a witness and could testify because she had a $400 vet bill. She's never going to watch this, so I'm not worried about it. But the level of accountability for that, I was like, so the dog was sniffing, then bit, clamped onto the ear, needed surgery, whatever, right? But now you're going viral to try to obtain money or something like that, right? What's your take on pet owners and their responsibility as pet owners if they're at a dog park or if they're at a family barbecue that's a BYOB? And
every good dog gets one bite. That's what it is, you know.
Of another dog? Or just period?
Probably Winston got bit in the face when he was a pup at the dog park by like a bulldog or some shit like that. Like he had a like bloody cheek for a little bit. We didn't bring him in or anything, but like you could hear him yelping, and then all the dogs and all the parents were like running over there to try to break up the fight. And then Winston was just like just so confused because he's not mean at all. So he's just like, what did I do?
I think that you're responsible.
You should know if your dog's an asshole.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I think like you're responsible bringing your dog to a dog park. So if you bring your dog to a dog park, and like it gets bitten, I mean, I'm not like you should be in the area with same size dogs as your dog. So yeah. I mean, I'm not. If I went to a dog park, I would want to keep my dogs away from bigger dogs.
Yeah.
And I think that's just like being responsible for your dog. If my dog got bit by another dog, you know, close to their size, whatever, like, I don't know, I guess it's part of bringing your dog to the dog park. But I don't know, I think if your dog bites a human, it's a little bit different of a situation. But
yeah, it's
to me, like if you're bringing your dog to the dog park, you're responsible for it.
Yep.
Like either way, if it gets bit or if it bites somebody, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just interesting watching that whole thing unfold sometimes with people, and they get so caught up in the it's your fault. No, it's your fault. No, it's like it gets the finger pointing. It's kind of like a car accident.
Yeah.
You know, people are like, I had the right of way. I don't know. It's just the world itself as we know it is different, right? So we'll just kind of conclude with some of that. But as far as overall accountability of people, right? Adults, I'm just going to say this, it seems like adults that are 5 years, 4 years younger than us and younger are they're fucked. Like, it's just over. Like, we can't.
Yeah.
The start of the participation trophy.
You were raised to think that everything is going to be
equal,
however you want it.
Fair.
And that you can make up your own mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. Do you think it's correct? Like, is it a behavior that could be corrected?
Not this late in life. I think it's either a foundation or not.
Yeah.
So it's
one
a
of
revolution.
The 3 pillars. Yeah. It's like one of the 3 pillars of life, you know?
What are those 3 pillars?
Dip, dip, dive, dodge, duck, up, and dive. I don't know. Yeah.
He's just talking out his ass over there. Yeah, one of the 3 pillars in life.
Yep.
I don't know what those are, but there's 3 of them.
Depends who you ask, because one will be like, Christ. You know? I'm saying just like being a good person, being responsible.
Yeah.
Being accountable. Boom, boom.
So you think that being a good person and certain things like that is just a byproduct of being an accountable person?
I think it's just like, it comes down to who, like even my dad, like he talks to like waitresses and stuff, like the worst. Like it was like, he's like, I asked for this. And it's like, she deals with a lot of people. Like you don't have to be a dick about it. And he's like, you really think that I was being mean? Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah, you are. Just like you have to make that aware to even like that older generation too, where it's just like, oh, I'm in charge. This is how it's supposed to be. I asked for light ice in my Diet Coke. This has way too much. Yeah, shit like that. So I honestly think it comes down to how you were raised.
Yeah.
Like the entitlement. I'm like, oh, you're right. I'm so sorry, and how it's handled, you know. Where that's not like an accountability story, but it was an embarrassing story. We got time for a quick second. So we were at Buffalo Wild Wings one time, and it was went down there. It was me, my buddy Trent, Katie. Katie was pregnant with her first kid at the time, and when we all ordered food, Katie was like, either no guacamole or no beans, because like just the way that it smelled or something with her pregnancy, she didn't want it. So the waitress comes out later with our food, puts her nachos down, big lump of whatever on there, and then she goes to put Trent's burger down, and the burger falls off the table, lands on the floor, goes everywhere. And then I'm not paying attention, just zoned out. I look over at Katie, and it's like, hey, didn't you not order? Like, you ordered specifically without blah, blah, blah? And she's like, yeah. It's like, it's fine. I don't want to say anything because she didn't want to be rude, you know? And I was like, why? She already fucked up Trent's dinner. And then Trent's like going like this, like shaking his head, and he points down. She was on the ground next to the table picking up the burger that she spilled. Yeah, oops, put foot in mouth, you know? So she comes out with Trent's new sandwich, like her burger, puts it on the table, looks directly at me, and he was on the other side of the table, and he was like, she goes, I'm sorry. Right to me though, and I was like, oh my god. And then she brought out more nachos, like better nachos for Katie too. I felt terrible. I gave her a $50 tip. I felt so bad. I was such a dick. Like I'm sorry. Being accountable. Yep, I was an asshole. A little bit of a dick.
But see, the thing is, though, is you would own up to it, right? Like, you knew you fucked up, obviously. I mean, I don't want to say...
Well, I do stuff for comedic relief, you know, where it's like, well, fuck that up, stupid
and you
dumb
actually
bitch.
felt bad, so...
Yeah, well, like, I don't know. Maybe what if she was new or it's her first day? She goes home crying because it's like her third dish she dropped on the floor. I don't know. Just
see, like Gaddis and I, when we would go out to eat, like we'd always like, I don't want to say get to know him, but we would talk to him. And we were at Hoo Hot one time, and he, yeah, we got.
What's your bra size?
No, no, he goes, I have this amazing gift, and I was like, oh god. And he goes, yeah. She goes, what's that? And he goes, I can guess your bra size just by looking at you.
No.
And I'm like, we just met this girl, and she's in college. And like you could tell she was younger, right? And she goes, really? And he goes, yep, I already got one. I already know. And I was like, oh God. I'm like, finish up. And anyways, we started to get to know her. She's got a kid, single mom, goes to college, just going through like a lot of struggles, right?
Boom, free dessert.
And we just felt like we had to like take care of her and like, you know, help her out, tip her well, and all that other stuff. but it was just like that was the like segue of
That's
all
your
that.
opening.
And you're just like, But the thing is like you get to know those servers and they have real stories. And I think just kind of wrap it up, it's kind of
They're
funny. We always
people?
talk about got
What?
a crying baby.
Yeah, they're people.
But no,
Hey, Ryan McConnell, I like peanut butter. You want to fuck?
no, but everybody says, right? You put all Jeremy says it all the time, but you put all your problems into a cup, you'd probably take your problems back knowing that other people are struggling with some shit. But anyways, lost Travis. Travis is gone. He hasn't commented for a while, so we'll assume that there's nothing left.
might still be here.
No show on Sunday live.
Okay.
I'll be in northern
might record.
Minnesota.
I'll be
Wednesday.
drinking.
You could do one on scene. You know.
I could. Just like you.
See, he's here. He's here. He didn't leave us. He's probably doing dishes or something. I get it. Wet
Chores.
hands. Chores. Accountability. Boom.
Yeah.
Anyways,
People.
yeah. So we'll maybe record another one before then. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. All right. Take us out.
Perhaps.
All right. Bye
Okay.
forever.
Bye.